والضحى والليل إذا سجى صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما
اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا
محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم عليه. Respected all of you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You know, there's a beautiful hadith, Hazrat Mawla Ali, Karamallahu wajhahu kareem, wa radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He brings and he narrates from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he mentions, he says, أَدِّبُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ عَلَى ثَلَاثِ خِصَالٍ. He says, discipline your children with three things. This is a lesson for me, for everybody. If there's anything that I can give you from this session, take at least this and apply it to your life. Why? Because it's the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, discipline your children in three matters, right? With three things. The first thing he says, ala hubbi nabiyyikum. Teach them the love for your Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then he says, Hubbi Ali Baytihi, the love for his family, the Ali Bayt of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wa ala qira'ati al-Qur'an. Allahu Akbar. And teach them and discipline them the recitation of the Qur'an, to do the qira'ah, right? Over and over you have to do the qira'ah. Because the ulama say, when you do the qira'ah of the Qur'an, you will begin to love the Qur'an. But with repetition, look here, the hadith of Rasulullah, he didn't say the word hub when it came to this part, because it's something we must exercise, it's something we must practice, and only then will we see Allahu Akbar. These muhafiz, alhamdulillah ta'ala, these are the pinnacle of Hubbi Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We come here and we listen to Nati Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and beautiful ashar about the praise, the honor and the defense of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the defense of the Prophet alayhi sallam. And subhanAllah, we've got, our beloved brother Hassan Naiman Bhai and Al-Haj Satlin Rashid Bhai and all of you beautiful Naat Khans and Sadakhani Mustafa alayhi salatu wa salam. You come to his muhafiz and you recite the Naat of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And these days you're hearing a lot of people on the stage and they're disciplining and they're always telling the Naat Khan off, where they don't have adab, where they don't have proper etiquette, where they don't have khulus, then things sometimes go wrong and they have to address that. But that's not what I'm here for today. I'm not here. If anything, I will say something to you. These days even, Hazrat Qibla will know this, that from the Wahhabis, even they say, why do you praise the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam so much? Whereas the evidence of Nati Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Well then tell them, if that happens, tell them that in Bukhari and Muslim, the Sahabi of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the greatest people to come on this earth were the Sahaba. The Sahaba of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from amongst them, Hazrat Hassan bin Sabit radiyallahu ta'ala. What was he famously recorded for? Nazmu Hassan bin Sabit radiyallahu ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. And look at the words which he read. Allahu Akbar. Just if one part that I mentioned, if I remember them. He says, وَأَحْسَنُ مِنْكَ لَمْ تَرَقَتْ عَيْنِي. He says, my eye has never seen anyone more beautiful than you. This is happening within the masjid. Remember this. Hazur alayhi salatu wasalam hears him. Hazur alayhi salatu wasalam approves of this. Hazur alayhi salatu wasalam set up a special mimbar for him to recite Nati Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And look what he said. He said, my eye has never seen anyone more beautiful than you. Allahu Akbar. Is this a fact? This is a fact. Allahu Akbar. And then what did he say? He says, وَأَحْسَنُ مِنْكَ. No, then he says, وَأَجْمَلُ مِنْكَ. لَمْ تَلِدِ النِّسَاءِ. He says, no woman has ever given birth to a person more beautiful than you. Subhanallah. More handsome than you. Allahu Akbar. Now, something which comes to my mind. Shouldn't the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had asked him a question and said, oh Hassan, radiallahu anhu, have you seen every woman that gave birth to every person that came before me or after me? Did he say that? But no. He takes this statement, he approves of this statement of Hassan radiallahu ta'ala. Imagine this. And then what did he say? He said, خُلِقْتَ مُبَرَّعًا مِنْ كُلِّ عَيْبٍ. He said, Allah created you free from error. Allah created you free from error. The pinnacle of perfection and modesty and beauty. Hazrat Hassan bin Sabit radiallahu, faultless, impeccable. You are, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Listen to the poetry of Hazrat Hassan bin Sabit radiallahu ta'ala. And then right at the end, what does he say? He says, كَأَنَّكَ قَدْ خُلِقْتَ كَمَا تَشَاءُ. Allahu Akbar. It's as though you're created so perfect and beautiful. It's as though you had a choice in the way you wanted to be.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah. In Bukhari Sharif, Hazur alayhi salatu wasalam, he makes a dua for Hazrat Hassan bin Sabit. For reciting his beautiful Nazm al-Naat, what did he say? Allahumma ayyidhu bi ruhil qudus. He said, may Allah support you with Ruhi Qudus.
Subhanallah.
Who is Ruhi Qudus? Who is a Ruh? It is Hazrat Jibreel Ameen alayhi salam.
Subhanallah.
That's why the ulama say, but those people who are the Sadakhani Mustafa alayhi salatu wasalam, why are they so special? Why have they got such a status? Why have they got such a maqam? Because they are supported by Ruhul Qudus.
Subhanallah.
They are supported by Jibreel Ameen alayhi salam. Every one of you,
Subhanallah.
whether it be Asraf by Kamal by Sher Ali by Shadab by whoever you read Naat, you remember this. These are the words of the dua of Mustafa alayhi salam. And you know, I bring you to the end part of the hadith. Why? Because he says the Qira'atul Quran. Here, Hazrat Qibla, these Mahafils, which he, you know, if this isn't training us on the manhaj of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what else is it doing? Allahu Hazrat Qibla, Shaykhi, wa Murshadi, wa Murabbi, wa Muhsini, and wa Ustazi. Believe me, when I say this, I'm not just saying he's my teacher because he teaches us all like he's doing it. He's actually my teacher, Allahu Akbar. He teaches me books. And you know something? I've been to scholars, they don't want to teach you unless there's a big room full like this. They don't want to teach you one-on-one. I can tell you this from my own experience. Hazrat Qibla teaches me one-on-one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve him. He is a true alim. You know, one day I was out in the gym and Hazrat Qibla rang me and he goes, Thoda Parajay. And I ran out of the gym at speed. He didn't know this, and I quickly got in the car, opened my laptop, and Bismillah, shuru kare. Yeah, Subhanallah. You have to make sacrifices for the deen. If you want to be an alim of caliber, and let me tell you something. Honestly, I say it because you know why this is important. We need to know this in these markets. A lot of people just think he's an Imam Sahib. Let me tell you something. He's not only alim in Rabbani, alim in Nurani, but he is also alim of Ruhani. Honestly, he is. I'm not just saying this. I mean, you can grab my throat for this afterwards if I'm wrong and you prove me to be wrong. Alright? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us. It's the ulama that we should serve. Allahu Akbar. And what did the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he say in Bukhari Sharif? خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. The best of you, the Prophet is saying this, not me. He said, who's the best of you? The ones who learn the Quran and they teach it. Allahu Akbar. Here from the start, nearly 3 years in his Mahafil is teaching us the Quran. Allahu Akbar. He is teaching us the Quran. The emphasis on these Mahafil, of course, is not in Nabi. Of course, it's the difa and the defense and the praise of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the main focus is on ilm. This is why people like me are being given opportunities. Allahu Akbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless Hazur Qibla. In his veins runs the blood of the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah bless them. May Allah preserve them for our sake and the sake of the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.